EA Sports UFC 2's career mode is filled with choices for building up your fighter, but you are also tasked with choosing who your next fight is going to be against. After you finish a fight, you are invited to view contract offers for future fights. Sometimes, you'll get offers to turn around and fight soon after your last fight. This comes at the cost of reduced training time, but you do get the ability to gain more fans. Now, those types of offers are up to you completely on whether to take them or not. I honestly don't have an opinion either way. But your number of fans does directly affect your fighter's longevity, so it's not a terrible idea to take one of these every now and then. When it comes to picking your next opponent, you have a couple of strategies which may or may not work for you. The first way to thinking about a future opponent is picking an opponent that is weak where you are strong. The drawback to this approach is that this typically means the fighter you're going to be fighting is going to be strong where you're weak. The good and bad news is that the strategy for winning these types of fights is pretty clear, but the bad news is that the strategy for losing these types of fights is pretty clear. You'll want to do what you do best and avoid falling into the trap of doing what the other guy does best. Another quick way to pick opponents is simply to stick with guys who are similarly made up to you. For instance, if you're great in stand-up but poorly rated in the clinch and ground, you'll tend to look for opponents who are more like you in this respect. The advantage to doing this is pretty simple. You can simply fight this fight style you want without worrying too much about being at a huge disadvantage in any facet of the fight. For me, I do tend to gravitate this way. If I want to try to win a fight on the ground, I can. If I want to try to turn a bout into more of a boxing match, well, that option is available as well. Just remember, no matter which strategy you do choose, sooner or later, the career mode is definitely going to force you into doing the exact opposite of what you have been doing. Early on in the mode, this isn't as much of a problem, but as you climb up the ranks, you're going to need to be ready for that likelihood. It's coming, just be ready. The best advice at that point is, well, you just need to build your fighter up smartly. We'll touch on that one next time. We'll see you then.